All right, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Josh, software support engineer here at Meridian Kiosks. We're going to be talking about the MzeroManage and its interaction with the Personnel Management Kiosk. See, we got a few attendees joining. I'm going to give it a few seconds and then we'll start. All right, so without further ado, like I mentioned before, we're waiting for some guests to join. My name is Josh. I'm software support engineer here for MzeroManage, Meridian Kiosks. If it's your first time joining us today, welcome. Super glad to have you. So glad you could attend. We're going to have a good time. We're going to talk about the product. We're going to talk about the software. And at the end, I'll have some updates, some features, and we'll take some questions from our viewers. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and start here. So what we're talking about is the Personnel Management Kiosk. If you're not familiar with the device, it's a temperature taking device that has some pretty interesting and some pretty unique features. So this device will take a temperature of an individual who stands in front of it and scans. And that's pretty straightforward. It's going to take the temperature, it's going to display it. Now, what it does from there is where the fun stuff happens. This is where this product really takes off, and in conjunction with the software, really ultimately pays for itself. In this day and age, with the time uncertainty we live in, with viral infections and keeping everybody safe, and the whole world wants to open back up and get back to a normalcy. This device can help you keep track of temperatures, whether it be for compliance or just general safety, health, and well-being. So the device does feature a thermal reader that will take a temperature. It also has a ability to do facial recognition. So you can, in theory, upload some pictures of your employees and put them in the database, and this device will actually recognize them by their face, take their temperature, and then it can record that record. The device does have a local storage of 1 gigabyte, and once that gigabyte is full, it's rolling. So if you have the oldest picture and you reach that gigabyte, it's removed and replaced with the newest scan or picture. It also reports those past records, as we call them, the scans, the temperature, the facial recognition information, directly to the cloud. So here on this page, you can see some of the hardware configurations. We have a pedestal mount, which is for your average height adult, a child height, a pedestal with LED, which adds another LED there at the base of the head unit where it connects to the pedestal. There is a mount bracket, so you can mount this to a wall. And then there's a countertop model that's very versatile, considerably not as heavy as some of the other pedestals. So if you need it mobile, your countertop's the way to go. One note while we're here looking at the hardware configurations, I did want to mention I got some good feedback from some customers we assisted. They said the child height is very useful for scanning individuals who are in a wheelchair. So if you have a long-term care facility, a senior living center, or any environment where you have quite a few people using a wheelchair, the child height has gotten some pretty good reviews for that. Just want to put that out there for anybody who is looking at doing reselling to healthcare organizations, or if you yourself are on this call on behalf of an organization you work for that deals with individuals who are in a wheelchair. So what does MzeroManage do? MzeroManage is the software platform that allows the kiosk to connect to the cloud. What it does is it, on one side, gives you a central location to make changes and updates to the devices. Let's say you have a pretty large facility, you do manufacturing. You've got 15 of these devices. No one in their right mind is going to willingly go around and change the setting on 15 devices individually. You might have to in some particular scenarios, but for the most part, you're going to want to manage those from one central location. So MzeroManage is the tool, when married with this PMK, gives you all those possibilities, gives you all those options, gives you that control of the unit. The personnel management side of it, we have a ability for you to onboard or upload a bulk upload of your employees, or if you're a small company, small location, you can do them one by one. That allows you to add employees to the cloud protected database online, and you can add your front desk people. You can add anyone who's going to come into your building who needs to have a scan, or for compliance reasons, you need to have a record of that scan. That personnel database gives you that record. That gives you that ability to have very much like your IT people have the Active Directory, your Windows Active Directory. It's everybody's account, it's their name, that's their email. We can tie a record back very similar to the Active Directory features of Windows and onboard your employees online, one central location to update their records, whether their email changed, if someone's older, if they have got married and their name has changed. You get one central location to access that and to change those records. And with every single connected kiosk to the software, to the cloud software, those changes will affect all those kiosks. So if you have 15 kiosks on your location, and you've added Josh to the kiosk, and you put my picture in there, my name, and filled out the information. Sure enough, once saved to the cloud and pushed to all the devices, I can go to any one of those 15 kiosks and have my temperature taken, be appropriately identified, and then that information will report up to this dashboard here, where you can actually see the information, pull the reports, and add information to records. So talking about features and capabilities, I know I touched on a lot of these, so I'll just go through the bullet points here with you and elaborate. Like I said, uploading a list of employees and their pictures. You can add individuals one by one. There's a bulk upload feature. You have a CSV file and you follow the format. Upload a picture of upload a zip file full of all your employees' pictures, and a couple clicks, you've got your database online. The alerts. Sending alerts is one of the large requests, or one of the large aspects of this program that a lot of people are going for. So with the temperature kiosk connected to MzeroManage, you can set a threshold. If an individual scans in and they have exceeded that threshold, you can be alerted, or someone on your staff or whomever you set up the account for can get an alert, an email alert, letting them know that there's been a high temperature. And then you can handle that appropriately from within your organization. I mentioned the retrieving of reports, pulling an entry report every day. You can run custom date lines. You can search by username or by employee ID. You can export that to a CSV record for all you database lovers and people who love to play with Excel and use pivot tables and sort the data. You can export it to a CSV and just have a ball. Also, alerts for connecting, for determining if the kiosk is connected, if it falls offline, if the heartbeat is not sensed on the kiosk, just being able to check the status of the device, its IP address within your network organization. Of course, changing the settings and configurations and being able to roll those out to multiple connected devices without having to physically go around and around to each individual device. So I mentioned the dashboard, the portal. You can actually sit there, and depending on your network time, within 2 to 5 seconds, you can actually see the scans roll in instantly and populate the dashboard. Doing kiosk groups, which will allow you to add different permissions and rules per group, per user, per kiosk, and then being able to have the ability to control those kiosks within the group setting. One thing we get here on the support side a lot of the time is issues with pictures. What is a good picture? How do I know my picture is good? The example on your screen is probably one of the best examples that we can give you. We use the term passport photo. So upper torso to the top of the head. We need to be able to see the neck, the chin, the ears, the nose, the eyes. Uh, Facing the camera lens, if you're using a webcam or if you're using even a fancy, DSLR camera with a big fancy lens, the individual needs to square up. They need to be straight in front of the camera lens, looking directly into the camera lens. We don't want any artistic photos coming from the bottom or from the side, or someone tilting their head to the left or the right, or looking over their shoulder. Uh, that type of headshot is not what we're looking for. We don't need the Hollywood headshot. The ID picture. If you go to your DMV or if you go anywhere, their government IDs are issued, very similar to that standardized government issued ID photo is what we're looking for. Cannot exceed 4,096 pixels tall by 2688 pixels wide. The standard example we use is about 1,280 pixels tall by 720 pixels wide. That seems to be a pretty good size photo. No larger than 500 kilobyte in size, so some compression, but cropping and essentially keeping it under 2,000 by 1,000 pixels would probably be the best for size, and getting a good quality profile picture. These pictures here I'm discussing, just to be clear, are for the profile pictures when you upload or add a user to MzeroManage personnel section. So just for the onboarding, just for adding employees, whether you're doing a bulk upload or you're adding somebody one by one. Another common issue besides the face tilt and angle, staring on straight. The picture you put into the system, the better quality it is, the better quality of recognition that you're going to get from using the facial recognition features of the PMK device. Absolutely cannot have a noisy background, vertical lines, taking pictures in front of prints, such as I've seen paisley prints, I've seen wallpapers. The flatter or matte white or gray or that industrial kind of yellow that we see in the school systems a lot, something like that, something that's flat, that's no design, no nothing, just a straight wall, just your simple wall. Taking a picture against that wall, it's going to definitely help you. The kiosk has too much noise in the background. It cannot make a facial match. It's just too many points for it to try and run its algorithm against. And then lastly, with the picture requirements, you can't have more than 20,000 individual records / pictures in the unit. That's its cap. Talking about getting startup videos, on our website, we have an extensive knowledge base and resource library. If you go to the frequently asked questions, if you go to meridiankiosks.com, your page loads up. You'll see Personnel Management Kiosk. On that menu bar, the drop-down menu, check out the frequently asked questions, the FAQs. Check those out. Excellent resources. If you're on the edge, if you're thinking about buying it, or if you're a reseller, I suggest you go through that. I'm a tech guy by heart. Anytime I order something offline, I get the manual and I'm looking at it before Amazon can drop it off on my front doorstep. So I would definitely suggest immersing yourself not only in the videos, but the knowledge-based articles, and just familiarizing yourself with the product. Because once you get it, you're already going to be a step above. You're already going to be a step ahead of being able to actually implement and use this device. If for some reason you can't get it, you don't have an IT department to rely on, we are here to help. We are here to help you. So, two sides to the book. There's the MzeroManage portal, this green and black screen, as you might hear if you've ever talked to us on support, the green and black screen here. This is for your more administrative user. This is for, let's say you have an IT department, or let's say you are the IT department and you're on this call or you're on this webinar listening. This is going to be where you're going. This is going to be where you'll set up the groups, where you'll set up the email alert subscriptions and notifications. And this is also going to be where you add the kiosks to groups you have created. This is the tech side. The fun side, or the personnel.meridian kiosk, the managed view. This is where most of the magic happens. Besides getting the device online and getting it talking to the server, this is where you're going to be spending most of your day. Here, you can view live scans as they come in on your dashboard. You can run reports, whether they be custom date ranges or export them to a CSV or view them on your screen and search them using the graphic user interface, adjusting settings on the devices, pushing settings out, performing synchronizations. You're actually able to reboot the kiosk remotely if it's connected to the internet, and then doing your personnel, adding your employees, adding your employee records, their faces or names. If you're using Access integration, then you get the IC card or the ID card. We are working with HID currently. Just a quick note on that, testing some things with the HID access cards. So hopefully very soon I'll be able to get some resources out. Once that's available, it will be available on the FAQ and the PMK resources online. So if you're like me, just check that every day. Make that one of your, when you're reading your news or checking the weather, go ahead and check that out. Read those articles, look for those updates. It is ever growing and changing as we improve and we add features to the site and to the software. I mentioned before, if you need help, we can help you. So one of the things we're recently offering is an onboarding package. So onboarding package is available if you purchase through a reseller. You should be able to purchase the onboarding package through the reseller. Please reach out to them and ask. If you got it direct through Meridian, we can also assist with that as well. Please reach out to your sales representative. If you don't remember or know who your sales representative was and you purchased directly through Meridian, shoot an email out to sales, S-A-L-E-S, at mzero.com. That's M as in Mike, Z as in zebra, E as in echo, R as in Romeo, and 0 as in Oscar, or this.com, mzero.com. So the onboarding package is essentially scheduling a time for you and one of our service team members to sit down and spend up to an hour going through the device. Very similar to how I'm going through the features here in kind of a bullet point webinar format. We would sit down with you, get the device online if you're having issues with the network, do some troubleshooting, but it's really designed that once you get the device online, you've got your account, we go through it, we can use it together, we can look at it together, you can ask questions in real time, we can click the mouse together. It's essentially as if you were to sit down next to one of us at the desk and we go through it. You can point, hey, what's this do? Hey, what's that? I have a question about that. You're paying for that undivided attention for an hour to sit down with you, member of your team, or the whole team, and we go through this. We from top to bottom. We get to explore it. You ask questions. We can get you set up. Basically configure it with you. Everything except make up your mind on particular values. We can give you what the definition is, translate it from tech talk to something that the layman or the less experienced technological user might be more comfortable with. And then finally, support packages. We'll be having some more information about this very soon, but purchasing support packages for the device. Right now, the warranty covers a good deal of issues, but as far as technical support, callback times, support packages are going to be made available very soon. And we'll have more information and details about that at a later date, maybe joined by some other panelists and our technical sales and service manager. So as that's coming, we'll get information. I would definitely suggest it, unless you have a very strong IT presence, or the individuals in your IT department or whomever you task with taking on this technological endeavor, if they're comfortable, if they're good, if they're the whiz kid, so to speak, maybe you don't need onboarding. But if you have any hesitation, don't feel bad about asking for that onboarding package. Don't feel bad about looking into that. Like I said, it's here to sit you down or sit down with you and go over this device, go over what it does, both on the unit itself and the software and its integration with MZero. So that's my basic spiel. I could talk all day about this because most of the time I do talk about it all day. So I'm going to give it a minute here, and I'm going to see if any questions have rolled in. If there haven't been any questions that have rolled in, I'm going to give you a couple seconds, for about 30 seconds real quick, and I'll see if any questions roll in. So if you've got any, send them on. All right. So we already got some questions coming in that I can see here now. Can you set it up to send alerts to multiple people? Yes. Couple different ways you can do that. If you don't want to add a bunch of users to the account, one thing we've recommended is within your organization to set up a distribution list or a list serve, and you can very easily subscribe a distribution list to get the email alerts. That way, if you have multiple individuals within your HR department, or if you're a super mega factory with 30 floor managers, if you need all those 30 floor managers who are on duty or have an email access, pager, beeper, etc., then for sure, yeah, you can do that. I would almost recommend doing a listserv because you guys can manage that within your own domain. All right, let's see. Next question. 20,000 limit, is that staff photos or does that include the scans only? That's just how many unique faces it can identify. You can have 20,000 individual staff records with unique faces. Okay, let me see. All right. What OS does it use? Currently, it is built off of the Android software development kit. Windows is coming soon, very soon. Can you provide a copy of the slides? Yes. I'm going to shoot you my email address. And you should have my email address. Just send that request there, and I'll take care of that. I think it was Vasant. And another one from Vasant. Is M0 in beta mode or available commercially? It is ready for you. If you have a relationship with a reseller already, I'd just go ahead and advise you continue working with them if they're able to provide that software. If they're not, by all means, please contact sales at mzero.com, and we will be more than happy to get one of our lovely sales representatives on the phone with you to get you signed up, enrolled, and get you using the product. Apologies if I missed it. What Android OS are supported? We take care of that for you. That's all in-house, a custom package. You do not need to worry about putting like, oh gosh, KitKat or any other version of Android. I apologize. I have not had an Android phone for several years, and KitKat was about the last was the last Android model. Don't hate me. Everyone in my family wanted Apple. All right. Okay. So I don't see any more questions. I'm going to give it another 15, 30 seconds, and let's see if any more come in. Which cloud service is used to host? It is the M0 platform. That is what we're using. As far as if you're asking if it's on like AWS, no. We have a team that does that front to back. It's all locally hosted. Yep, you are very welcome. I see that. So we take care of that. The developers who work effort. There's nothing but effort from those guys. They're just always, and I feel bad because I send them a lot of things too, whether it be user customer suggestions. But no, they're some hard workers. They don't have working hours because they're always working on it. They're so dedicated. Let's see. Do you have a T and E period? Is it a trial and error period, kind of like a trial run for the software? I'm gonna guess that's the gist of what you're asking. So testing and evaluation. Okay, that helps. Um, Testing and evaluation. I would reach out to a member of our sales team. They might be able to work something out with you. Uh, they're going to be the best to answer that. I know we had a beta period that ended on the 31st. So currently, all the beta users are given the option to purchase and continue using the software. But if you need a test, definitely ask them. Are the kiosks preferably wireless versus wired? All right, that's a good question. They support both. However, if you have 5 gigahertz network only, 5G Wi-Fi, the device at this current state with its current wireless network card only supports 2.4 gig signals. I would even suggest if you have a simulcasted um, access point, one that's doing 2.4 and 5 gig at the same time, I would recommend splitting one of those into its own SSID and forcing it into ABGN legacy mode and only doing 2.4 gig on that. On that same page, on that same topic, it does have 8-pin connector, RJ45, so you can wire up your Cat5e, Cat6 cable and have a hardwired connection. It's totally up to you. I personally, unless it's a laptop or a cell phone in my house, being the IT guy, it's wired. The PlayStation's wired. The servers in my house are wired. That's a personal preference, but it does support both. All right, got some excellent questions today. So I'm gonna give it. We had a couple more roll in, so I'm gonna just pause for a second, stop talking, and let you guys think of any questions. Give it another 15, 20, 30 seconds, and if any roll in, I'll answer them. And if not, we'll conclude here shortly. All right. Got no new questions in, so we're going to conclude this for today. Excellent questions. I love the interaction from you guys because that helps me know what to speak about for the next ones. So if you have anything, feel free to reach out. Info, you can give us a call. If you're looking to purchase, you don't have a reseller, give our sales team a call. One of our lovely representatives will be happy to assist you. If you do get on board with us and get the device, yeah, you might get the chance to talk to me one-on-one. And if so, I am surely looking forward to it. I want to say once again, thank you to all of our attendees who joined us today, those who submitted questions. What's my contact info? I will send that to all connected. All right. All right. So once again, thank you guys so much. If you have any questions or anything, just feel free to reach out to me. If I don't know it, I can get you in contact with someone here that does. Again, my name is Josh for PMK and the MzeroManage software support engineer here for Meridian Kiosks, Aberdeen, North Carolina. If you guys have anything that you didn't get answered, feel free to reach out. If you have any questions, again, feel free to reach out to me, or you can join us next week, same time, same channel, same bat station. My pleasure interacting with everyone today. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. Enjoy your evenings, and I look forward to hearing from some of you soon.